today because I've got some things to talk about in about my Etsy shop and about my channel going forward. So just give me 1 second here and I'll get my notes together. I think you've all heard about the Canada Post strike, and that's how I basically send my packages is through Canada Post. I know that there are other options, but I think some of them are a little expensive. And the other thing is, I think with the tariffs, especially going into the States, that some of my lower priced items, because they're made in China and other places that have these extreme high tariffs on them, it's just going to cost a lot to buy an item from me at the moment. So I'm going to wait a little while and just see how things are going. And but in the meantime, I've put my shop on vacation. What that also means is I probably won't be doing quite as much of my thrifting videos. I may do some videos in regards to some of the items that I currently have, but and maybe a few shopping ones, but I don't think you're going to get quite as many of those as you may now of some coloring ones, which I'm kind of getting back to and spending my time. So let me just get this other laptop going, and we'll see how this is moving along. So, other than the Canada Post, I also want to talk about a buddy color that I did. And I think if you follow me on Instagram, you will actually see that. So, and that buddy color was done with Joanne Newman. She is a lovely, lovely, generous lady. Whoop, hold on. Lovely, generous lady, and I see that my picture is sideways again. I don't know why this doesn't fix this screen. I'll be able to find the right. I don't want portrait. I want, and I don't want it flipped. Nope, that's not going to help. Oh, hi, Brenda. I'm just trying to get this camera so that people can see what I'm doing, not necessarily sideways. That's better. But I thought live that you could go portrait, or not, didn't have to go portrait. You can go landscape. Well, we'll move along with this. I'll get some of my pencils and that out of the way. When I was looking through the viewfinder a few minutes ago, it looked great. But okay, let's get back to where I was. So I'm going to be doing a little more coloring. And as I said, I had done a buddy color with the lovely Joanne Newman. She has an IG page, and so look up Joanne Newman. Oh, 8839, something like that. But you'll see on her IG and on my IG. Actually, if you go to my IG, I have her name there, so you could go directly to her. We both did this page, and this is out of a nice little town, which is Halloween I think is what it is. I'll have to look it up again. Oh my goodness. My brain, I tell you, it's true. After you get into perimenopause and menopause, your brain goes to mush. Because I had looked that up, I tell you, maybe only 10 minutes before I sat down, and now I can't even remember. Anyways, I know it's by Tatiana Bogema, and it's in brackets Savola, and it's out of a nice little town. I think it's called the Witches Halloween, something like that. So I had put this one on IG already, and I really, really enjoyed doing it. I based it with alcohol markers. I also put that on the IG so you can see where it started. And I had a lot of fun with it, and a lot of fun of doing this with Joanne. Now, I know that she also had this picture, so I did this also with Joanne. She has a copy of this, and she's going to go do it again. And this is by Kevin Tex Art. It's a PDF that she let me use, and I really loved the girl, loved her eyes and her expression that she had in that little pouty lip. So it was a lot of fun to do. I had not intended to do a background at first. I'd actually done the girl in her entirety, but I thought she needed something, and I really liked the way that it turned out. She reminds me of my daughter, because my daughter has very red hair. Sorry about that. So there we go. That, and then I've got a couple other PDFs that she has graciously printed for me. So we're going to be working on these. These are more Halloween images, and those are going to be a lot of fun. And right now I'm working on this one. I've just started basing some alcohol markers in there. So maybe a little later on, if you want to stick around, we'll get back and do some actual coloring on this. But I also wanted to show you, Joanne is such a generous person. She gave me a whole bunch of adult coloring books, probably as many as I currently have in my collection. So she's doubled my collection just by doing this, and just beyond words. I can't even express how grateful I am to her for doing this, because some of them I will give to my my granddaughter that we can color together, well, I'll finally get to them. So I just wanted to point out that a lot of these were duplicates for her, and oh my gosh, I saw her collection. Yeah, she's got probably 5 times as much, if not 10 times as much of what I'm going to show you to color in. So you know that you're never going to color in every single book. I know that I will never color in every single book unless I make myself, so I can't keep getting new books, but these will keep me busy for a very long time. So let's take a look at some of the ones that she gave me and what I think I'm going to be doing with them. Now, this one I think I'm going to keep till Christmas. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's one of those kind of comfy, cozy coloring books, and I've been getting into them a little bit lately. This is the one that I've been working on, and I just thought, well, maybe around Christmas that is going to be a lot of fun to do. So I'm going to hold on to this. This will be a Christmas project. Now, this one, I'm not a big fan of black-based paper. It just, to me, it always feels funny. But they're really cute. So I'm either going to do this with my granddaughter, and I think there's duplicates, so we could probably just take out a page, and she can do one and I could do one, and it would be a lot of fun to do with my granddaughter. And then we had a couple of the portraiture type of coloring book. These are by Coco Wyo, and I'm not been a big portrait coloring person, and these have been based by Joanne. She started on them and she just hasn't finished. So I'm going to see what I can do, maybe with some of these portraitures. And yeah, it's something I haven't really gotten into and tried, but I'm gonna try. I need to push myself. As we all do, into doing things that we're unaccustomed to doing. You know, you got one life to live here, and you might as well try everything that you can, even if it makes you uncomfortable. Now, this book, I know she has two of. So we're going to be doing some buddy colors in here, that's for sure. And I've always liked Camilla Derrico, just never had one of her books yet. So, because I've been kind of forcing myself to not. I think her style is great. I'm looking forward to trying something in there. And yeah, that's also going to be a fun, maybe a Halloween, maybe a Halloween one or two, like the jackalope. And I've seen a few pictures done in that book that are hilarious. Now, this book is not one that I was really familiar with. It's a grayscale coloring book, Mark Coyle. I liked his illustrations, and it's kind of an interesting. It's supposed to be a story of the animals that wanted their portraits done in a parallel universe. So I tried this one. I did back with alcohol marker. The paper's a little different, especially when you do grayscale. So on this one, I tried just using my pencils that I have, my pencils that I have on my desk. I have Prismacolors, and I also have a set of Starjoy pencils that I've mixed in, and some Crayolas. These are all pencils that I use regularly. I don't need to necessarily use specific pencils on specific coloring pages, but I find that these ones actually work better on this. This is a current page I'm working on, trying to duplicate my dodos that I made over here. But yeah, I find that the pencils on this book works just better. Now, a couple here. This one I haven't started yet. This is called Life with Plants by Katie Vaz. And it looks like a fun, just let's doodle and color in here and get something done. So this would be a very calming thing to do for me. So that's something I'm, when I feel like just doing some leaves and that type of thing, I think I'm going to jump into this. Oh, I like those little cat pots. I don't know if, is anybody... Oh. Hi, Jessie. Hi, Bedazzle. Sorry, my laptop just kind of blacked there for a second, and I had to get back in. But nice to see you here. I'm trying to keep an eye on my broadcast using my laptop off to the side, so bear with me. It's all experimentation, I think. But anyways, I like this page. I like this page with the little cat pots. That's going to be fun. And Christmas cactus. Spider plants. Like that. So that's Life with Plants. These next two books I'm really excited about. This one I believe is Korean. And I'm not sure what the title is, but I will have to translate it. But from what I can see, it's about a little girl and her cat and just her days, and they talk about how you should color it and the pages are actually perforated, so you can take them out, but it takes you through the different seasons, and I've done a couple in here. I did the opening one, and you see on the opposing page where you actually will get a artist rendition of the coloring page that you're doing. Now, I did a little bit similar, but not exactly the same. And yeah, I'm really liking this. I'm actually doing this book using my oil colored pencils. They're a little different, Prismacolors and that. These are wax based pencils. This one is an oil based, the Schpirerr Farben, and they're a beautiful set of pencils, and they're really quite smooth. Lots and lots of layers I'm going to have to use, but I did this first page with that, and I also did this next one. Now this one, I'm gonna say that in order to achieve the lines on her dress and this little bit of fringe, blue fringe, and the blue lines on the kitty's napkin, I used a fine liner. I thought it was more appropriate. And then here I used also a white gel pen to soften those lines. So that gave me a little bit of Christmas actually on the pattern of her. I made my flowers much more peach than this side, and so yeah, I really like the softness of the Schpirerr Farben, and that's all that I've done on this. The way they printed it too, it's very, very thin lines, and the lines are actually colored. I don't know if you can tell, but the leaves here are actually green, and I can see that the roses have more of a red tinge to them. So there we go. So that one, I'm going to be using my Schpirerr Farben pencils on this as a project, and I'm looking forward to doing more. There's some very cute little pictures in here that'll be fun to do. Look at that. I haven't looked to see if there's a kind of a Halloween. Here's autumn. Let's just take a look since we're here. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty with just the autumn leaves, books playing in the leaves. Getting a little wet there. They have a wet autumn where I have a colder, crisper autumn. Oh, I love that. Love that picture. That's so cute. They've used the leaves to make masks. Isn't that sweet? Anyways, that's that book. Now this book, so I'd started in that one. This is one I have looked at for a while and kind of wanted. It's called The Story of Precious Cats by Neco. And it's a story of cats and that go about their day and do all sorts of different things, but it's two girl cats and their best friend and a little brother. There's the two girl cats. There's the two girl cats. So at the beginning, I've got this, and this I am deciding what kind of cats they're going to be, because I want to carry that same throughout the book as I'm coloring it. I think this guy should be a ginger tabby, just because boy gingers get into a lot of trouble, and I think he's going to get into a lot of trouble. Now these two, I might make tabbies as well, with maybe a little different face marking and or a different kind of a shading. One might be more gray, the other might be more brown, and then this little dude, he just might even be a calico, and I think that would be fun. And here, Maine Coon, kind of a grayish, and then this is apparently an uncle, and this is an auntie. Yeah, auntie? I'll have to look it up. But I'm looking forward to doing this book. So that's that, and then, sorry, I have another pile. Thanks, Jessie. Sorry, you got attention to chat and do this at the same time, so please bear with me, and I'm not used to doing this. Anyways, Here we go. So the cute kawaii coloring, this is going to be fun. I think, again, this is probably one that I'll do color with my granddaughter and just have fun doing it with her. And yeah, cute kawaii coloring by, I guess it must be a mix of, because they don't, certainly don't have all the same artist. Okay, I've got, now we've got some mythographic books. This one is Joseph Catimbang, and it's Aviary. And again, just a lot of pages. I love these pages. Look at that. Bee, peacock. Excited to try some of these. Excited to try all of these. These are not, none of these are books that I've ever had before in my hands. Another Joseph Catimbang, mythographic. This is the Voyage, coloring book of magical voyages. Oh, isn't that sweet? Look at that, bubbles. And she's in water, but she's floating down another stream. Interesting. These are going to be so much fun. Look at that backpack, sleeping bag, and the little girl fishing off the back of the sleeping bag. That's going to be fun. So I'm excited to color a lot of these. Here's another one. This one's called Frozen Fantasies. So there'll be going to be a lot of blues and cold things. This will be fun to do maybe at Christmas time and get the winter scenes out of my system. So how is everybody doing? Trying to build up some of my some more of my live hours. So I hope you all kind of enjoy coming and seeing what I've got going. And once I finish with this, I think I'm going to do some coloring. So, you know, get your coloring books out and come join me and let's chit chat. Rosanes. Again, another book. I have a couple of his books. I have World Within Worlds and Anamorphia, but I do not have this one. I've seen lots of great things done with these. Excited to try my hand at some of them myself. So there you go. Oh, and this one has actual color pages of what people have done with his coloring pages. I thought that was interesting. And this is another one similar to that by Kerby Rosanes. This is called The World of Color. So again, it's a mix of his work. We've got some where people have interpreted his drawings there, and then just a mix of a lot of his scenes out of many of his books. I would say these have been pulled from a lot of different books from what I can tell. Like that's A World Within Worlds. Some of these have got to be from the one with myths and legends, and there's an Anamorphia one. So lots of interesting pages in here that I've never had a chance to try, and I'm excited to do that. There we go. How many books is that? My gosh, that's got to be almost 20. Now this is a calendar that she gave me. I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to use some of these for collaging. So, but aren't those gorgeous ladies? I love that. I'm also a big paper nut. So here we go back to Camilla Derrico. She's a Canadian coloring book artist, and these are all of her cute. Going to be fun. Can't wait. She's got a really different style about her, so I'd like to see what I'm going to be able to do with that. Now here's a couple of... This is a Chibi Girls Halloween, another Coco Wyo book. This I'll color with my granddaughter, I think. We'll see. I'm not a big chibi person, but I think she'll like these images and it'll be lots of fun. And then let's just get, okay, here. Want to get these three together. Now this is 3 books of a set of 6. Joanne actually has the other 3 books, but they're all very similar. You can see they all have princess, coloring book. This one says fairy. This one says honey. And this one says princess. I don't know, but they're all very similar in that they have the actual colored page on this side, and then on this side they have the background put in for you, and you can color the actual image, which can be fun. You can practice lots of different methods of trying to achieve that same look, or you can just go and do whatever you want. So that is such a sweet page. I love that page. So that's the princess book, and then this is the honey book. I'm not really sure. Maybe this has got more to do with food, but they're sweet characters, sweet characters, and I know that I will have fun doing this, and yeah, I'll probably share this with my granddaughter because I can see her having fun with that too. And then this is the fairy one. Again, similar pictures where you've got the background done and the opposing page is there to show you what colors that the artist had originally rendered the drawing in. So that's a lot of fun. Now this one is similar to that in that it has the pages on the opposing side, but or the pictures on the opposing side, I should say. But it's a little more adult book. So I don't think I'm going to share this with my granddaughter. And I do not know, but this is fantasy. And it's got some beautiful pictures. I think a lot of them is got to do with horoscopes. So let's just check. Yeah, here we go. So here's the colored page. This is Pisces, and then here's the line drawing on the other side. And I think they carry this theme of horoscope through the entire book, even when you get to, now this is the fantasy portion. Look at this, it even has little trading cards. Where'd they go? Right there. Look at that. Little trading cards you can cut out. Use them in your junk journals. So the next one is called, what does it say? Fantasy, I think. Myosotis. Cherry blossoms. Okay, so maybe we're talking about the flowers now. Camellia, because that's the flowers. Lilac, yep. So this is the flowers. Then you can see the artist rendition. We have male and female images, so that's going to be lots of fun. There they all are in small form. And then there's lots to color in here. And then this one is called, section is called Fantasy. Beautiful, beautiful pictures. Oh, and now this is talking about the stones. January, so we're talking about January through February, the stones of the month. February is amethyst, yep. Aquamarine for March, yep. Opal is mine. Look at that. October opal. Double page spread. Beautiful, beautiful artwork though. Really nice artwork. Love that. Like the frame around it. So it's, again, it's going to be fun to do. I know, don't do a lot of people, but this one I'll probably try doing some more people because I just like the style of the artist. And last but not least, this one is Harnessing the Healing Power of Crystals illustrated by Kate O'Hara. And basically it's a book all about, here we are, all about all of these crystals that they have on the back of the book. And every single page is kind of dedicated to this. Oh, Larimar, they don't mind that anymore. It actually came from the sea, known as the Atlantis stone, or the dolphin stone. Anyways, so there's another one. I'm going to try and, Peridot, I'm going to try and make these gems look like gems. I do know how to do sparkly, shiny gems, similar to this, you can see reflections of different colors. I haven't done it for a while. I might have to refresh myself. So those are the books that I received, and now I'm going to do a little coloring. So I hope you all are doing that. Hi, Chris. How are you? Sorry. Oh, hi, Jimmy. I'm just, my laptop keeps wanting to go to sleep, so I'm going to have to figure that out. All of these things that I have to figure out, you know? Anyways, we're going to leave this on. And it's going, right? Yes, it's going. So here we go, back to here. I'm just doing my alcohol base right now on this, and I am going to be doing a kind of a glow around the girl. So I think what I'll do is I'll get these are my glow ones I want right here. I want her to kind of have an unearthly glow. Now this is, here we go. This is GY 166, so it's kind of this greeny, yellowy one here. And this one is the B143. See how caps can be confusing? So I'm going to try this kind of sickly yellow and then this blue before I get to do any else around the sky, around her. So we'll take the brush and I'm just going to start going in here. I want to, like I say, I want her to be a little glowy. So how is everybody doing? Oh, thanks, Chris. I do too. I'm excited to do some of them. In the meantime, I'm trying to get this PDF done that we're working on. I hope everybody's having a good day. Are you having a Sunday fun day? Relaxing? Right now it's just afternoon here. So I'm got some laundry done and some cleaning done. So now I'm having myself a little sit down and enjoy. It's been a little while since I've gone online too, so need to get something of that done. Ooh, that sounds like lots of fun, Chris. Chris says she's experimenting with coloring PDF files using Procreate. I don't have any of those fancy programs on my computer. I'm tempted at times. So I'm just trying to get this base down. I'm not worried too much about what it looks like. Well, yeah, I think, yeah, I need to go through that too. Because all of her green is glowing. Not her hair though. I don't think her hair glows. And we'll do that like that. There we go. Fix that. Do this. So this is, I'm trying to remember the name of the PDF. Did I write this one down? Yes, this one is called Ghost Girl by Deborah Mueller. In case you're wondering, the original artist of this PDF. Now I know this is looking a little yellow. It is. But it's going to look more green or blue by the time I'm finished. I think I should do some around the rest of her head though. And over the moon. There. So she's got the first. The cat looks funny. Oh, yeah. Well, it's a ghost cat. But yeah, I think he's a little shocked about what's going on. You're right, Chris. Now, I also chose this one, the B143, which is kind of a light bluey green here that I'm going to add. This, see this GY166? It should fade out to pretty close to that color. It's getting there. It'll take a little while. So let's see if I can do a little bit of blend in here. I chose the blue because I want to kind of get that overlap will turn green. So she has a bit of a green aura. That I don't mind. And then the blue will kind of fade out to the gray sky too. So that's why I chose this to do it this way. Also, by the time I get pencils in here, it'll like make a huge difference. Go a little faster with this layer because I don't have to worry so much about overlapping into her body. So what, anybody else doing anything? Chris is working on a Procreate something or other. And oh, a ghost mermaid, yeah. Almost. I might have to get some new pens. This one is like running low. But I think I'll be able to finish what I need to get done. It's hard to tell sometimes with these. Oh, sorry guys, I'm not a talker very much while I'm working. I find it's a little bit strange to talk to the air, but know that you guys are all over there listening too, so I'm doing my best. I'm just not used to these live things, so I'll keep talking about what I'm doing. So here, okay, so that's, see how she kind of has a start of a glow around her? And I'm just going to take this pen again and go back over the edge where the two colors overlap. Do a little more of this. And see if I can get a little softer edge on that in some spots. Here. Remember, a lot of this is going to get all fixed up and covered by pencil, so if it doesn't look great now, it will soon. I'm just going with what I've got, and just trying to think ahead of how this might turn out. Don't go over that line. I didn't need to do that. I want to stay within the frame of this picture. I get a little carried away. I do. Down here, a little down there. There. Yeah, there. She glows. She's got glower. I tell you. I do too, Chris. I think the traditional coloring I was just reading what you were saying about putting your whip on Procreate. And I love just doing it with my hands, especially if you work all day with the computer. Sometimes you just want to get off the screen and off the keyboard and off the mouse. I used to do I was a design assistant for the city of Saskatoon, and I did all sorts of construction drawings. So yeah, that was a long day of working on a computer. Anyways, here we go. Where am I going to go from this? Now I've got her glow started. I want to do this background here. And I'm thinking that I might do it in the pastel violet. Here's my colors. Thinking I might do this little purple bit down here in a pastel violet. The bats are mauve shadow. And the sky, I might have ended doing it gray. And then seeing where I can take it from there in a light gray. That's going to block her glow though. We're going to keep the sky like it is, and I'm going to put something in there, which I think is going to be the lavender. That's the one I thought I was going to use. Should I put this lavender in there? I think so. I think that one's going to go in there. P4. P4, there you are. I'm trying to talk out loud to myself mostly, just so you guys can have something to listen to. Maybe I should have mixed that with some lavender. Let's see what this. Oh dear. I think we're gonna stick with this here. Oh, this is that's the pastel violet. That will get fixed. I'm going to keep the mauve out of the glow. Oops. Here. Well, that's no fun. That's no fun. The lid disappeared. I'll have to just switch lids for a bit. Fell in my garbage can, which has lots of paper in there, and so it's probably in the tin. Chris, yeah. I get so just in my head, because usually when I'm doing this type of thing, I'm not talking out loud. I'm not explaining things to anybody. If I do talk out loud, it's usually something that shouldn't be said on YouTube, you know? Just trying to get some areas in here. Give a little bit. I want her glow to kind of outweigh this purple, take over all this area here. That's good. That's a nice one there. You just need a little bit of contrast sometimes with your color. You got to keep it. Go. That one there. Just kind of dip it down. There, I think that's working. Yeah. That's a working. Okay, let's just, oh, darn it. I gotta get that cap. Hold on. Let me just see if I can find it. It's in my, it's in here. Can't be far. There it is. There. Okay, got that done. Let me see. Oh, I should use a little bit of brown for her sign, I guess. This is raw umber. No, I think I'm going to use potato brown, BR2, instead. It's a little lighter. you can always make something darker. Can't make it lighter. So the potato brown's a nice medium tone brown. I should be able to make it quite nice by the time I'm done. Make it look like wood. Again, this is just a base I'm putting in before I get started with some pencil crayons. Look at this. There we go. To that's the turquoise. I think I used the turquoise. Yeah, I used the turquoise ink blue on her hair. I think I used turquoise, nope, lighter eyes. Yellow green first. Like I say, you can always make it darker. Can't make it lighter. Now her lips. I should be shading her with purple. I think I'm going to give her some very light pastel mauve shadow. No, mauve shadow. There we go. There, I like that. I'll shape those a bit. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for hanging with me, by the way. All right, I like that. I like her lips. And I just want to do her bows. Bows, what color? What color should her bows be? Maybe I can give her the P2 light violet bows. And then I can do the thing in her hair with that too. So, I use the fine tip because these are pretty small. I can hear my cat outside my door, by the way. I think he stopped. Was wanting in. Thank you, Chris. I imagine marking school papers can be quite stressful. Now, when did the kids go back to school in your area? Like ours just went back at the beginning of September. I guess they should have projects by now, especially if they're in higher grades. What grade do you teach? Is it like grade school or junior high? Okay. Got that based in. I think I'm gonna, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with, no, I think I'm gonna do the sky, but I'm gonna do it in a really light, in the lighter gray color. This one here. Yes, this one here. And then I can, but I'm not gonna go into her glow. And then I can fix that afterwards. All right, let's try that. Oh, yes, our university students start going back in August also. It's got more to do, I think, with just how their classes and semesters and their exams are run. Okay, yeah. So the same as me, same as us here. Just give me a second, I'll see. My cat's at my door. Oh, oh. Did you want in? Did you want in? Oh, come in. Come in. Come in. Come in. He's a nosy Parker. Probably jump up here at some point. Now, what did I do with that? Did I pull that? Not yet. So yeah, this is 11:04. Yep. Listen to him. Come here. Come here. Come here. Where are you? There you are. I knew he'd come up. He is a nosy Parker and would probably love to just sleep right in the middle of my page. Yep. We'll move that out of the way for a minute. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. There you go. There you go. Yo. Your sweet face. Just want some attention. Yes, he does. Okay. Can I do my coloring now for a while? Can I? Or are you just going to stay there? Big monster. Come here. Say hi. Hi. Yeah, I know. You just want to stay right there, don't ya? I don't want you in the middle of my desk, though. You're a pain in the butt. You're a big pain in the butt. Do you have cats like this? Thank you, Chris. Yes, he just insists on lying right in the middle of everything whenever I'm working on something. Like he's missing out or not getting enough attention. But he gets more than enough attention. Don't you? So his name is Skeezix, but I call him Monster more often than not, because he is. Yeah. Anyways, is that enough? Is that enough? Can I have a little bit of space? Can I have a little bit of space? Let's see. You gonna let me do this? You're gonna watch now, aren't you? See what I'm doing. Okay, let's get this started. I guess you're not too big of a distraction. Oh. This desk isn't big enough for the both of us. You could go sleep over on the other side. Don't you think? Couldn't you sleep over there? Nobody can see me coloring anything because you're in the way. Uh-huh. You're definitely in the way. Kika. Oh, that's a cute name. Does it mean something in particular? Do these with the fine point. Get in there. Oh, don't be running out of ink. Just sounded good. That's kind of like mine. Skeezix is just something I used to call like little things, you know, just a little Skeezix. Something I made up a long time ago. And he just ended up with the name. Means nothing. Just fun. I see that you're looking at my hand, and I see your tail going, monster. This should be called coloring with my cat. Okay. Yep, that's good. Looking good. I need to change this point around, I think. Yeah, let's do that. That's the nice thing about the Ohuhus, is if your point is starting to get a little sloppy, you actually can pull the nib out and flip it around, and you have a new point on the other side for your brush tip. Mm-hmm. Cut it out. Cut it out. Oh, that's awful. It's so sad when people can't keep their pets, you know? But I'm glad that she's found a good home with you then, Chris. You've just been waiting to do that, I know. This is my picture, not yours. No. My picture. You think it's playtime. And it's not. Be nice. Be nice. And make you get down. Hey. What's that? Come on. Come on. That's enough of you. You get down. There you go. Get back to what I wanted to do. Yeah, my Skeezix, he wandered into our backyard. I guess it was the summer of 2019. And he was just a little kitten. And he wandered into our backyard. My husband had been working out there in the garden. I was out. I think I was getting groceries at the time. But by the time I'd gotten home, he'd been hanging around the house for a couple of hours, I guess. My husband didn't... He came from... there's kind of a grassy area that drops down to some railroad tracks behind our house. So he thinks he came up from kind of that area. Maybe someone had, dumped him, poor little kitty. But that's, and I checked around to see if anybody had lost him because, he was just a little kitten. And no one spoke up. So we adopted him. Got him neutered. So we wouldn't spray. Made sure that got all done nice and young. And he's been with me ever since. Became a great office buddy during COVID. Kept me company while I was working at home. Now I'm retired, so I'm back at home again. Actually, I've started a part-time job. Hi, Bazinga. I hope it's you love my coloring, I hope. Oh. The monster wants out, so just 1 second. There you go. I'm up in my little office area. So once I finish basing this, start creating some depth with my pencil crayons. Get that glow working a little better. Get all these guys. Oh, should they have scary eyes too? Should they have scary eyes? I could give them scary eyes. The pen's almost empty, I think, or it needs a rest. I'll finish this. I say, just trying to get the base colors down, which I think I've got them all in now, and then I can start working on the actual pencil crayons. Hi, Bazinga. So, I'm going to put these away. So these are, I use Ohuhu markers. I've got the 48 set. Oops. What fell out? I've got marks on all those. That top fell off. Top fell off. There. Ooh. Fell on my desk. Fell on my desk. I'll fix that. Put this away. Put these in here. And the other ones I use is the Art and Fly. These ones I got a number of years ago. They were the pastel colors. I don't even know if you can get them anymore, but they're fun to have. Oh, I need to there. Thanks, Chris. Let me just see where that top went for my. I piled all my books here on the desk. And I've lost track of where things have got to. Oh! Well, we'll find that soon. Oh, There it is. Bounce behind my box of pencils. There we go. Put that one away. That feel much better. So that's my 48 set of Ohuhu markers that I like to use, and the Art and Fly kind of gave me this more of a pastel glow. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on her. So I need my green pens. See, I've green pencils. I keep my pencils in jars, usually by color. That one shouldn't be in there. So I use, I've got some barrels in here. That's an old pencil, Barrel Canadiana. They're great pencils. A lot of Prismas, and as I said before, the Starjoy are some nice wax pencils that I bought some time ago, and they just kind of fill out some colors. So let me see. I'm going to grab my green jar. I didn't have my green jar out. And I think I need the orange and peaches. I've got purples and blues and browns out. I think that's what I'm looking for right now. So I'm going to put that orange away. I might need the yellows. I'm going to keep them out. Wow. Just a lot of pencils on my desk at the moment, but they're all in jars, so they stay a little organized. Out of the way. So working on, before I do anything else, I think that I'm going to work on her eyes. So I want her eyes to be darker than that, but they need some highlights. And I think it's going to go into there. Maybe some of that would be nice. I'm trying to give her a deader look. I may need to go into some. There, that's the one. Jade green, but you see how muted it is. So, let's get started. The first thing I want to do, is before I forget. That's giving her eyes a little shape. Also have that little bit of darkness. And I'm going to give her dark gray in the middle. Because she's dead. I don't want it to be black. It's going to be too... She'd look too alive, I think. I don't want her to look too alive. She's supposed to be a ghost girl. Okay. So there we go. Let's see. I want definitely in around here, much lighter on the inner circle. And then let's try this. This is true green. Where's my true green? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. See how you have that kind of inner and outer circle of color? I like that. And I want to do just some flecks. Eyes. There we go. Liking that. We'll leave those for a little while. I don't want the whites to be so white. So I can give a jade green in there. Kind of darken it a little bit. All right, there we go. Now, so we have, she's glowing. I got a moon behind her. So I don't really have any shadows playing on her face so much. So we're just going to kind of highlight kind of like we're looking at just someone as a portrait that's being lit fairly well from in front. So she's not going to have any shadows on her face. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this spring green, because these parts of her face should be a little lighter than the rest. Actually, this is probably a better one. This is pale sage. Yes, that's a better one. So I want to get it down to the bridge of her nose, and then I just want a little bit of a highlight there. That's good. And then she has cheeks. Let's do the chin first. Chins. She's given us a clue with that there. That's her chin. And then these are her cheeks. And usually cheeks kind of go like this. So I'm just going to do a couple of really faint ovals. You might not be able to see them, but I can with this faint pencil. And then I'm just going to put that color in there. And this sagey green is also giving her a more death-like look too, I think. I just need to sharpen this. Hold on. Sorry. It's a bit of a noisy pencil sharpener, but it works. Where was I? Oh yes, her face. So that's what I want. I want to give her cheeks a little more. Bring that up there. Also, you're going to have, because she's glowing, tops, kind of the outside of her body here should be a little bit lighter, the outer edges. Just trying to, the top of your chest here tends to be lighter. Okay, getting some form. Now I'm not going to put this color on here, but what I might do instead is use a different color green. What color is this one? That sap green light. I like that. That's probably going to work. So let's give this a little. It's maybe a little darker than I would have liked. So I'm going to put in the shadows instead. We'll work that in. So I think I've asked everybody what they're doing. I'm actually not even going to be home for Halloween this year. I've decided to take a trip to Mexico. I'm leaving on the 29th, so I will be missing Halloween here in Canada. But I think that I'm going to enjoy the Dia de la Muertes celebrations they have. That's the reason I decided to book at that time. I've always wanted to see what it was like, and just to experience something like that. And so I've decided to take off and do it. Hey, I can now. Well, not that I couldn't before, but now I get to decide all by myself. Ow, I had chosen this pencil, for in here. So I'm going to use this in here to darken her. Darken the areas I want darker. Kind of around her eyes there. Side of her nose. Let's see, we can kind of make that. There we go. Get some eye action and nose action in there. That area of her face. And let me see, where's that? Here's True Green. True green over that. So that's giving her a little shape there. Let's go back to this. Go under her hair. A little bit of shade in the hair. And then I'll use the true green to bring it all together. Sorry, I'm not talking. Get into my head. But yeah, I'm just trying to make, you know, a little more three-dimensional on her arms. Give her some light and some shadow. I'll come back to her face yet as more things are done. Because you always want to keep that, the dark's dark and your light's light. So, shall I do your hair next? No, I still got a little bit to do on this dress. For the darks on that dress, I think I want to really get into the there, green plum. That sounds delicious. Oh, that's nice. Let's try some of that down in there. Might be hard for you guys to see. Just building up some more color for your dress. I think on 2 I'm going to do is she's going to be outlined in white, which should really give her a ghostly appearance. When I'm done, some of this remains to be done first. The white generally comes last. Because at that point, you're actually doing more finishing stuff. What's happening? Here I am. Well, I hope you've given me a thumbs up and take some time to maybe explore some of my other videos. I hope you enjoyed coloring with me for a little while, and I'm going to keep coloring. But it's I've been up here for a little while, and I do have some other things to get done. So if I can say goodbye for now, and come back and join me another time when I'll be doing some coloring live, and bring bring your bring your stuff, bring your coloring pencils, and let's talk about what we do. I know that I do a lot of vintage things, but we all have different hobbies that we like to do, and art is always been one of my favorite things, and frankly, adult coloring fulfilling. I like seeing the items that I can create. So thank you everyone for coming, and it's been I've been on here now for a little over an hour and a half. So I'll see you again soon. Give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe. Share me to your friends, and we'll see you again soon. I am doing a part-time job now, so it's a little time constraining, but I'll be doing these pop-ups when I can. Come back and see me. Thanks, everybody, and bye for now. This off somehow.